Hi, it's Kelly and welcome back to Me More TV. Today's video is a beauty video and it's one that you guys have highly requested. It's all about eyebrows. So I'm doing an eyebrow edition. I brought you here into my local Blink Brow Bar and I'm going to ask all the questions, but let's see, is it threading versus waxing versus plucking? Let's get started. So this is my fantastic beauty therapist. This is Srijana. Thank you for joining us today. Srijana is responsible for my brows, and as there's been quite a lot of interest online, we thought we'd show you how it's done, how to maintain it, how to do a tidy and shape on my beautiful model today, Aziza. And Aziza has really lovely sort of full, natural, young eyebrows. So what are we going to do with these today?
So with Aziza, she has full natural eyebrows, as you said. They are already quite shaped, so we are only going to do a tidy up, which is defining the shape. So what we're going to do a little bit of tidy from underneath, and then we're going to do a slight tidy from the top, little trim, and a little bit clean up in the middle. That should be enough for Aziza.
Okay, Srijana, where did threading originate from?
Threading originally originated from Middle East or India and China. It's been in those parts of the world for quite a long time now, because as long as I remember, ever since I was a child, we've been threading our eyebrows, so we don't pluck or wax in our countries.
And that's a good question. So threading versus waxing versus plucking.
Yes.
What are your thoughts?
I personally obviously like threading because it is more precise, it's very defined, and it's also good for your skin because as per waxing you will be doing that sudden pull, so over time it makes your skin a little bit loose, and compared to plucking it gives you ingrown hairs. So
that's interesting, and I think that's a really good point, because waxing, especially for an older, more mature woman, this is a really sensitive area, and I think it's too harsh, whether the wax is hot or cold.
Exactly.
But plucking, because I know a few times when I come in and see you, because I do come every 2 weeks, because my daughter occasionally gets in there and plucks, and you always go, what have you done?
Yeah.
So why is the plucking so bad, sort of in between?
It's also because, like, when you are sitting there in front of the mirror and you're plucking your eyebrows, it is very easy to get carried away. So you think, okay, one eyebrow doesn't look right, let me just pluck this hair, and then you end up plucking even more. And because, lovely thick eyebrows makes you look younger as well, it's better you don't pluck. And also the other side of giving you ingrown hairs is also bad for your own skin. Okay. Also, with plucking, while you're trying to pluck, you can also break your hairs. So that way you don't get the definition or the finish you want, and you still got those broken hairs.
Okay, so the root is still in there.
It's still in there, yes.
Actually, that's something a lot of people say, does threading, when you thread, do you actually remove the root?
It does. It comes out from the root. So this is why it lasts longer as well compared to plucking, because it comes out from the root. So it takes you at least 2 to 3 weeks for it to grow back. Obviously, it depends on every individual, but normally that's the time.
So how much is it?
It's £19 to thread your eyebrows, and it's tidying and shaping, includes trimming as well.
And what else would be an additional treatment that you might do with eyebrows?
After tidying shape, to make it more defined and make it look a bit more bolder, you could tint on top.
Okay, but would you tint with the darker eyebrow like this, or more a lighter brow?
With the lighter brows, yes. Darker, her eyebrows is already matching with her hair color, so I wouldn't suggest her to make it even more darker. For Aziza, I recommend you to apply a brow gel. It's because you already have fuller brows, so you don't necessarily need to have them colored and penciled.
So our second model today is Leah. I have the YouTuber here in my seat. She's from Joel and Leah. Now, Leah's eyebrows are a little bit different to our model Aziza because there's a lot less of them, but they're natural. So quite often you see this with a lot of young people and mature people where they've got not a lot to work with, so I guess what do we do in this situation?
Right, with eyebrows like Leah, one she could do is tint her eyebrows, because you can see on the middle of her eyebrows they are quite thicker, the hairs, while compared to the sides and on the top. So if she tints her eyebrows, all those baby hairs will be tinted, so you will have an even color throughout her eyebrows, and then they will make them look a little bit fuller. For long term, she could use a brow oil. What it does, it will keep the hairs conditioned, it will keep the follicles active inside her hair, and then it will push the hair growth. And also there is the last thing, which is filling up her eyebrows once they are threaded.
Okay.
So before we apply the tint, we will have to protect her skin around her eyebrows, where we actually don't want the tint. So I'm just applying a little bit of petroleum jelly to cover that area.
So with the tint, Srijana,
Yes.
is there a chance that, you know, it just tints the dark areas even darker, and then the lighter areas just a bit dark, you know?
You will get a little bit of tint everywhere, of course.
Yeah.
But what normally we do is, for your eyebrows, like the half of it is a bit more darker than compared to the other side. So what I do is I leave the front bit for a minute and wipe that off.
Nice.
And then leave the bottom bit for another minute.
Fantastic.
So that way we'll get even color everywhere.
And what product would you recommend?
So for her, I'm going to say gel, but with a little bit fibers inside. So what it does is, you can see that it's got little fibers in there, so they stick to your hair. They mimic like hair, so it will make your eyebrows look fuller, so volumized. Okay, I'm going to show you how to apply that as well.
Okay.
Have a look in the mirror. So just wiggle it front and back like this,
Yeah.
and then all the way across, and then just give it a brush and set the hairs the way you want them to be.
Oh my god, I've got an eyebrow. Wow, that is amazing.
See the difference?
That's incredible. Thank you so much. Yeah, I can totally see the difference.
I just want to thank Blink Brow Bar for having us today, and also for my two models. I think they look fantastic. Don't forget to follow me on social media at memore.tv, and if you've enjoyed this video, I make lots of other videos on paleo and lifestyle, so please subscribe.
Good.
She's taking over my job.